I've forgiven my parents. I'm trying to move past this. What are the tools I need to navigate?
Okay. All right. So that's an important question because we have a lot of people who are stuck and stuck not in a way that it is visible that I'm stuck, but people are stuck and we're able to see through their patterns, we're able to see through the nature of their ambition. Because remember, parenting prepares you for a life ahead.
Absolutely.
And most of these people that have been parented by, let's say, permissive or authoritarian, which a lot of us in Africa really can resonate to, and bringing it down to the Zambian landscape, we realize that we have a lot of hustlers now. People with the ambition to be independent, people pushing, fouls, hustlers like we call ourselves. All this is as a result of experiencing authoritarian parenting style. And we see it in our ambition. We see it in how people are ever trying to push for independence. And if we're going to help somebody to realize that, oh, see, your parenting style, has affected your thirst in this direction of ambition, or how risk averse you are, you would need them to understand firstly that their parenting style that they received has a greater influence on their ambition.
Okay.
Because that's where we see it a lot.
Yeah.
We see it with how people are ever chasing for either money, but even behind the chasing of money, it's not really money that people are chasing after.
It's freedom they're pursuing.
It's freedom. They are trying to run away from the authoritarian in their life, who has now become a black tax collector.
Oh, okay.
So they are not fully free.
Yeah.
They are still trying to achieve more and more and more, so that this authoritarian can be either cut off or given given enough to just
give you buying your freedom.
Buy you the freedom, which never happens, by the way.
Yeah, and also I think while you're talking, is it a thing scientifically that you're trying to prove that you can meet the expectation of the authoritarian? Because with
that's where
authoritarian,
we're going to. Yes,
yeah.
that's
Because
where
the
we're going to.
authoritarian parent, it's like no matter what you do, it's not enough. No matter what you do,
Absolutely,
it's not enough.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's where we're going to now.
Okay.
And I want to say that the authoritarian parenting embedded in you, programmed in you, doesn't end.
Yeah.
Because you are now put on a cycle of trying to prove. Remember, you were told what to do. Everything they needed is what you did. And now to cushion that, you become authoritarian as well.
Is the opposite of that also true? Because you're so accustomed to being told what to do, then when you enter real life and you're an adult, you become crippled and don't know what to do because someone in the workspace are those the people that we see that are like, how come you can never you don't think for yourself, you wait to be given instructions?
Absolutely. I love that one.
That comes
I love that one. Yes.
Okay.
Because remember, you are either a people pleaser in the workspace, you'll be a bootlicker.
Yo. Those are my least favorite people to work with. Oh man, those are my least favorite people to work with.
And you want people to micromanage you in a way, because when they're micromanaging you, you feel like you are safe. You're doing what needs to be done.
Yeah.
So it takes away from our creativity, our innovation, abilities. We can't do things on our own because we're in fear that the authoritarian will come in and say, why did you do that? And that's why we are not so much of the entrepreneur as we claim to be. Because even in entrepreneurship, we're waiting for somebody to be the authoritarian. And these are angel investors, funders, want people to, be the guide.
And it's not a bad thing. Just understand. We're just saying that's where it
We're just
comes
trying to
from.
analyze where
Yes.
it comes from.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so that you can push your leadership lead upwards, and your capacity
Absolutely.
should go
Yes.
upwards, because you may not even realize, because you feel like, oh, because I'm already an entrepreneur, therefore
I have it all figured out.
Yeah, and sometimes we really don't.
We don't.
There is a lead because of where we're coming
We
from.
don't, yes. So it's all about getting to know what true freedom is. And I think that was a good icebreaker question you asked.
You see?
So it comes back to you now getting to define things on your own. Lately, as I've been writing a chapter in a book that we are aware of, will be coming sometime later, but I've been talking about self-maintenance. If we're going to stress less and live more, we need to understand self-maintenance.
Okay.
When we have cars, there's always a time where we need to have some.
I like that you brought it up. I got that as a gift for a friend of mine who was always stressed, never knew how to take care of themselves. So I got them a toy car. I said, put this on your table.
Yeah.
And every time you see it, I want you to remember that you know to take your car to service.
Yes.
You know to put fuel when it runs out. You know to clean it when it's dirty.
Yes.
But you never do that
You
for
never do
yourself.
that, and we don't
I love
do that.
Yeah, so I hope that car is just...
We've never seen our parents do that.
Oh, and we haven't seen, because they burn out for us.
Yeah. And we are not doing it for ourselves. We're not even doing it for our children.
Yeah.
So as a way to work around, I've been learning about self-maintenance, and I realized that, oh my God, I've been living on coping mechanisms for the longest time. The way that I prioritize certain things is all based on what I feel is safe. But at times, what I feel is safe is me running away from my patterns.
Yeah.
And I'm saying I'm protecting my peace, but I'm just secure in my coping mechanisms.
Yeah.
And I realized,
men are the culprits of doing that. I'm glad you say it, because men do that all the time.
Yeah. I realized, wait. This is where I am, and this came from this that I've been avoiding, this that I've been, distracting myself with, and that's why I can't maintain, or I can't service myself here, because I have the root.
Yes, you don't recognize the problem. You can't fix the problem. You're not ready to recognize it's a problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
So after doing that, I wrote in my journal, and I said emotional maturity. Emotional maturity. And I'm like, we talk about emotional intelligence,
but
not
not
about maturity.
And we have a lot of stunted
And
people.
we have a lot of stunted people.
Yeah.
So I recently began, my emotional maturity journey.
We love it for you. We love it
and I just got to learn that I have been a problem in a lot of in a lot of friendships, in a lot of relations.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll write apology letters.
That's writing apology letters.
Yeah. And without this eye that I have now, I would still justify
a lot of
the patterns.
Yeah.
But I realized, no. It's for...
You know what I realized with emotional maturity also? It's that even when you're acting emotionally immature, it's not that you don't know.
No.
You're fully aware. You're fully aware of the fact that that's how you're acting. It's just that now you don't know. How do I go and say, sorry, I was emotionally immature?
No.
There's pride.
There's pride, there's ego,
yes.
and we judge others based on their actions.
Yes.
We defend ourselves based on our intentions.
Absolutely.
So I intended well.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing.
I didn't mean to do that.
But
you did.
But your actions made me feel disrespected. Your actions made me feel not wanted. Your actions made me question my worth. Your actions.
So how do we get there? How do we get there?
So that's why now I'm trying to get to the fact that we all need a self-maintenance phase. It's good to hope that healing will happen.
But that's not how it works.
But it's wise to plan.
Yeah.
So if you want to resolve these things, stop hoping you'll get better. plan to get better. And my version of planning to get better was to get on an emotional maturity journey.
What does that look like? Tell us. We need to know.
We need an episode for that.
Okay, so we're booking getting on the emotional maturity journey.
So don't hope that these things will get resolved. Plan for them to get resolved.
And in the meantime, I guess research on how emotional maturity, read on books, managing your emotions,
which is now part of the plan.
Plenty of
there
things.
Are a lot.
Podcasts. There's a lot of positive psychology stuff out there.
Yes. But be careful with pop psychology. Pop psychology has now become a thing that we're now having.
Wait, is there a difference between pop psychology and positive psychology?
Yes, there's a difference.
Yes,
there's
a
difference.
So which is the safe one? Positive psychology or?
Positive psychology, in my view, is also not safe.
Dangerous.
Because life is not always positive.
I shouldn't even be giving psychology advice anyway.
Life is not always positive. But it's okay to a degree as long as you know why you are doing it. Yes. So pop psychology is too much to the extent that people are calling everything triggers. People are calling everything or every ex-narcissist. You know, just because they don't agree with a couple of things, they're toxic.
They don't want to respect people's boundaries.
So it has made us to label everything in certain umbrellas or groups, which really isn't accurate. So I'm not for pop psychology.
No, I didn't even know about pop. I just know positive.
So from pop culture, we also have pop psychology. It's just stuff that are now popular out there. We're just using them anyhow, without knowing what they are, what they mean. Even boundaries has become a pop psychology thing.
And I see it and I cringe.
I also cringe. I'm like, that ain't boundaries.
That's just rude.
That's just being rude.
I know.
So let's refrain from that. So have a plan. Don't hope that things will be okay. Have a plan. And in your plan, consult a specialist or a professional, somebody who will give you some analysis of where you've been, what kind of parenting you received, and how that is looking like now in your adulthood. Then in that plan, be vulnerable enough to see some things that helped you at some point but are no longer helping you, and be courageous enough to begin to cut off some things about yourself. Remember, it's about you, it's not about the other people. When you heal yourself, I usually say when you heal yourself, you become a blessing to everybody around you.
You do.
You become a blessing. But again, don't hang on healing. Get to growing.
Absolutely. We always say this, don't we?
Get to growing. We've got a lot of people on the healing journey that are not growing. So heal, but grow. And how does this also look like? Have milestones. That is why you need to have a therapist at some point in life. Have milestones. Okay, so this is the healing I want. At least know that I've healed here. And speaking of wholeness is not perfectionism. We think being whole is being perfect. But see, if you have a wound on your hand, it doesn't mean your leg is affected. If you have a wound on your forehead, it doesn't mean your belly is affected. So when your wound here heals, it has been made whole, right? It doesn't in any way affect.
You can still eat.
You can still eat. You can still do all the other things. The same thing with getting on a healing journey.
It shouldn't cripple your
entire life. It shouldn't mean, your relationships are now in trouble because you are healing from a father wound or a mother wound.
From people.
No. It's possible that you can work on your daddy issues without messing your romantic relationship. In as much as that may have a way that it will speak into a bearing, but it's possible that you can still be human. We have a lot of people who are excusing everything. They pause their life to get on a healing journey. When it's just a wound on their hand, they can still walk, but they just become paralyzed. So let's plan that healing and let's seek consultation.
True, and also, healing is not a linear journey. It's not like you're ever going to get to a place and say, I am become completely healed.
Yes.
Right? So maybe it's a relationship, you have a breakup from university.
Mhm.
You're going to get over that. Then
Yeah.
you're going to get married. And then you're going to have kids. Then you're going to, you may deal with postpartum depression.
Yes.
Then you have to get on another healing journey.
Aha.
So if
True,
you have
true.
to cripple your life every time you have to get on a healing
Nah.
journey,
Mhm.
it's not gonna
It's
help.
not, yeah.
Doc,
yeah.
it's always such a pleasure. And these conversations can go on and
And
on
on.
and on.
True.
But we come back next week for another insightful conversation. Please let us know how this helps you by commenting, liking, sharing with someone who really needs this, because a lot of people do. Do you have any last words before we close today?
My last words, I think, would just be echoing on what I've already said.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't hope to get better.
Grow, heal.
Plan to get better.